So we will continue with examples 2 and 3 here with the method of markers. And again, this example says, friends Ava, Ben, Clover, Dylan, and Eunice are dividing up their cast metal card collection using the method of markers. This is a very similar problem to the earlier one. They line up the models in an array of 20 cars. Each friend independently writes down on a piece of paper where they want to place their markers. The image shows how the friends marked off the array of cars. Determine the cars each friend receives. So again, we have this array of cars. They're numbered 1 through 20, and we could see how each player laid their markers down. We have a fifth player now. That's Eunice. So she's going to be labeled with an E here. So since we have 5 players, that's N is equal to 5. So that means that there's going to be N minus 1, or in this case, there's going to be 4 divisions that each player is going to make of the array. And again, don't forget that these divisions that are made, they're done confidentially or in secret. So again, I'm just going to list the players here. We have Ava, Ben, Clover, Dylan, and Eunice. So then again, starting from the leftmost side of our array, we go to the right down the array here until we come to the first marker that's set, and that's this right here. That's Clover for C, and that's subscript of 1. That means that's her first marker. So Clover is going to be awarded her first section here, and of course that's cars 1, 2, and 3. We then continue down the array until we come to the second marker set, and again, that's Clover right here, but Clover was awarded the first section there. So we go down to the next second marker set, and that's Eunice right here. So then Eunice is awarded all the cars between her first marker, that's this one right here, to her second marker. So that's all of these. So then Eunice gets cars 5, 6, 7, and 8. Again, working on down the array here, we go to the third marker set, and that's Clover right here again. Again, Clover was given her first section, so we go down to the next third marker set, and that's D, that's Dylan right here. So Dylan's going to get all the cars between his second marker and his third marker. Of course, this is these right here, cars 11, 12, and 13. Again, moving on down the array, we go down to the fourth marker set. Here that's Clover again. She already got her first section. There's also Dylan right here, but he was given his third section. So we go down to the next fourth marker set. This is Ben and Eunice. Eunice was already awarded a section, so it's got to go to Ben. So Ben's going to get all the cars between his third marker and his fourth marker. So he's going to get these cars here, 15, 16, and 17. And finally, Ava is the last player who hasn't been awarded anything, so she's going to get her last section here. And of course, that's going to go from her fourth marker to the end of the array, so she's going to get cars 19 and 20. Now the surplus, that's going to be made up of all the cars that were not selected. So we just go through the list here. We have cars 1, 2, 3, 4 was not selected, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 was not selected, 10, we have 11, 12, 13, 14 was not selected, 15, 16, 17, and 18 was not selected. And of course, if we add up all the cars here, they should come out to be the 20 cars in the array. Now for example 3 here, we're just going to change up this array just a little bit. Going to switch it around the markers a little bit. So here we have the same array, but the markers have been switched around a little bit. So again, I'm going to start with listing the players here. We have Ava, Ben, Clover, Dylan, and Eunice. Starting from the leftmost and going over, we're going to go to the first marker. And here we come across both Ava and Eunice have set their markers at the same spot. So what happens is we've come across a tie. And when we come across a tie, a decision has to be made to break the tie. And the most equitable way to break a tie is to do it randomly. Now, typically when a tie occurs between two players, the simplest way to break the tie is to just simply flip a coin. But a tie can occur between more than two players. But either way, the tie should be broken using some randomly generated decision. And keep in mind that a tie can occur between players at any point along the array. So let's suppose that a coin is flipped and Ava wins the flip. So that means that Ava is going to get her first section here. So I'm just going to mark Ava right here. She wins the tie. So then Ava's going to get cars 1, 2, 3, and 4. We continue down the array until we come to the second marker. And right here we can see Eunice has the second marker. So she gets the cards between her first marker here and the second marker. So she's going to get 5, 6, 7, and 8. Again, we move on down the array until we come to the third marker. The third one here is Clover. So she's going to get all the cards between her second marker and her third marker. So she's going to get cards 11, 12, and 13. We go down until we come to the fourth marker. The fourth marker, that's Clover again, but Clover has already gotten her third section. So we'll go down to the next fourth marker, and that's Dylan right here. So Dylan's going to get the cards between his third marker and his fourth marker. So he's just going to get this one right here, which is 16. And then the last player to get a section, that's Ben. Ben's going to get his last section. So that's going to be from his fourth marker all the way to the end of the array. And that's going to be cars 18, 19, and 20. Again, the surplus then is what's left over. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So the surplus is 9, 10, 14, 15, and 17. And again, if we go ahead and we add up all the cars here, they should come out to be 20 cars in the array. Now that's the outcome if Ava was to win the tie. But let's do it if Eunice was to win the tie. So again, I'm going to list the players. Ava, Ben, Clover, Dylan, and Eunice. So I'm going to mark Eunice down here. Again, starting at the leftmost, coming across until we come to the first marker. Again, Eunice wins the tie. So then Eunice is going to get the cars 1, 2, 3, and 4. As we continue on until we get to the second marker, that's Eunice again, but Eunice was just awarded her first section. So the next one is going to be Ben. So Ben's going to get all the cars between his first marker and his second marker. That's these right here, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We go down the array until we come to the third marker. That's going to be Clover right here. She gets all the cards between her second and third marker, 11, 12, and 13. So we move on down until we get to the fourth marker. And of course, that's Clover again, but she was just awarded her third section. So we go down to the next fourth marker, and that's Dylan right here. So Dylan's going to get between his third and fourth markers. So again, that's car 16. And again, the last player is Ava here, so she's going to get her last section, and that's going to go from her fourth marker to the end of the array. And of course, that's 19 and 20. So then the surplus for this would be all the cars that are not accounted for here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And again, don't forget for the surplus, it's up to the players to decide how they want to distribute the surplus. Usually it's done randomly. But again, if we go ahead and we add up all the cars here, it should come out to be 20, which is the 20 cars in the array. So when we come across a tie should be broken before the process continues. And keep in mind that a tie can happen any point along the array here, but it has to be addressed. But there you go.